the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season of all, with those holiday greetings and great happy meetings when friends come to call. It's the happiest season of all. There'll be parties for hosting, marshmallows for toasting, and caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time of the stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. Oh, it's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time. It's the most wonderful time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Hello to everyone at Winter Pride, and thank you all for watching. It's been a bit of a weird year this year, but we are here for you, entertaining you online, not in person as we would like, but hopefully this can make up for it a little bit. That song there was It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, which hopefully it will be, and it was the version by the fabulous Kylie Minogue, for any of you Kylie fans out there. The next song that I'm going to sing is River by the wonderful Joni Mitchell, and hope you like it. It's coming on Christmas, they're cutting down trees, they're putting up reindeers, singing songs of joy and peace. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. It don't snow here, it stays pretty green. I'm gonna make a lot of money, I'm gonna quit this crazy scene. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I wish I had a river so long, and I would teach my feet to fly. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. Oh, I made my baby cry. He tried hard to help me, he put me at ease. Loved me so naughty, made me weak in my knees. Oh, I wish I had a river I could skate away on. But it's so hard to handle, I'm foolish and I'm sad. Now I've gone and lost the best baby I ever had. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. Oh, I wish I had a river so long, and I would teach my feet to fly. Wish I had a river I could skate away on. Oh, I made my baby say goodbye. It's coming on Christmas. Cutting down trees, they're putting up reindeer, singing songs of joy and peace. So I wish I had a river I could skate away on. So everyone, the next song that I'm going to sing for you is a song by the wonderful Ed Sheeran, and it was #1 a few years ago, and there's been about 50 different versions that he's sung, but this is my version, and this is a gorgeous song called Perfect. I found a love for me. Darling, just dive right in and follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. I never knew you were that someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine, baby. And I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath that you heard it. Darling, you look perfect tonight. Found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams. I hope that someday we'll share a home. And I found love to carry more than just my Okay, so next I'm going to be singing one of my favourite Christmas songs ever, and it's from the movie Meet Me in St. Louis, starring the iconic Judy Garland. And this song, I love singing it every Christmas, but this year it really does seem very poignant indeed. So listen to the words and I'm sure you'll understand why. And this is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Until then we'll have to muddle through somehow. And have yourself a merry little Christmas now. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. And have yourself a merry little Christmas. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Have yourself a merry little Christmas
Okay, so this is the last song of my set, and it's inspired a little bit by, first of all the amazing people that have been working throughout this entire year and these crazy times, key workers, teachers, nurses, doctors, everybody, too many to name. So this is for them and dedicated to them, but it's also inspired a little bit by a lot of our lockdown binge watch programs, because a lot of us got into Schitt's Creek during the pandemic. Everyone wanted a laugh, and this song was in it. If you haven't seen it yet, you have to watch it because it is one of the most incredible TV series. But this song is featured and I absolutely love it. So this is dedicated to all the key workers and also to any fans of Schitt's Creek and Tina Turner. This is simply the best, and thank you all for watching, and happy Winter Pride, and I hope you have a wonderful winter and Christmas, and lots of love. See you in the new year. Bye.
Call you when I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me wild and wild. Oh, you come to me, give me everything I need. Give me a lifetime of promises and the language of love like you know what it means. Oh, it can't be wrong. Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best. You're better than all the rest. You're better than everyone. Everyone I ever met. Ooh, I'm stuck on your heart. I hang on every word you say. Oh, I tear you apart. No, no. Oh, baby, I would rather be dead. In your hearts, you start out every night and every day. In your eyes, I get lost, I get washed away. Just as long as I'm here in your arms, I could be in no better place. You're simply the best. You're better than all the rest. You're better than everyone. Anyone I ever met. Ooh, I'm stuck on your heart. I hang on every word you say. Oh, I don't care if I don't know. Well, baby, I would rather be dead. Well, each time you leave me, I start losing control. You're walking away with my heart and my soul. I can feel you even when I'm alone. No, baby, don't let go.
Now, as you know, it is our winter pride here in the Rhondda. So we did a lot of things in the summer online, and this time we got a lot of acts are coming to us as well. But now we have the lovely Lady Phil with us. Now, Lady Phil, you've had a very crazy journey, to say the least, to get to where you are right now. Do you want to kind of explain how you got to where you are right now, just for some people so they understand who you are and how you got here?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thank you for having me and happy Pride to you. I think my journey is one of having been quite complex in terms of from young girl to, activist, as they call me. But in terms of UK Black Pride, I think how we got to this stage, it was about not seeing ourselves in mainstream LGBT plus activities. It was about not feeling included. It was about not seeing the diversity and the beauty of our communities woven through out all of the other communities that we are represented in. And for me, when we're talking about, a pride which must be inclusive, it's got to have our voices. It's got to be able to amplify the different intersections of where we come to. So in 2005 was the very first Black Pride.
Yeah.
And it was born out of what I would say a frustration and a necessity. Before that, I was running an organisation called BLUK, BLUK, Black Lesbians in the UK. And we had a trip to Southend, and we were talking about, so many things that we wanted to connect with. It was about the spiritual, it was about the emotional, it was about the connection, it was about the love, the hope, the joy that we see in our communities, but it was also about challenging not just homophobia, biphobia, transphobia, but also the racism which exists inside our LGBT plus community and outside of that. So there was a triple, double, quadruple pronged approach to why we had arrived at this stage.
Yeah.
And I think often people, in the past, because we're now 15 years old, have always asked, why do you need a Black Pride? Isn't it racist? Isn't it a bit of a separatist approach? Well,
And
I
is
think
this from within our community? Sorry, just is that from within our community that are saying that as well?
absolutely, yeah.
Which is ironic because they should know better, because why do we have pride? Isn't it? Sorry, I stopped you there. Carry on, sorry.
No, it's fine. This is our conversation.
Yeah.
You
I've got the truth, guys. Don't you worry.
Oh, look. Okay, Mr. Austin. I've seen it. You're just bringing that in to show everyone.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know what? I'm bringing this in because I need to believe in myself sometimes. Like, oh,
positive affirmations.
oh yeah.
I think that, when we're hearing this from not just outside of our LGBT plus communities, but within, and people were absolutely enraged that there would be a Black Pride. And I think if you look at the history and the her story and the their story of prides and the campaigning and the organising we've done, from the Stonewall riots in 1969, where it was Black and Latino X, gender non-conforming, trans Black women who were at the forefront of campaigning around police brutality, lack of education, access to health, housing. And it's the same for us here as well. It's just in different forms. So the prides have a synergy, they have a connection. And the reason why Black Pride exists is because we campaign and organise on all of those fronts, because we are Black and brown communities who are disproportionately impacted by racism, COVID, Windrush, Grenfell. But we also face the homophobia, biphobia, and transphobia. So you cannot divorce those things. And that's why we've got to this stage in really trying to allow people to hear, and those that are in echo chambers, we're trying to make sure it does echo so they can hear what we're saying about the discrimination that is felt. And we're not just Black LGBT or brown LGBT plus, we are disabled Black people, we are young Black people, we are migrants, we're refugees, we're asylum seekers, we're of different class and socioeconomic backgrounds. So it's important that we continue to do the work that we need to do in order to be seen, in order to be visible, in order to be heard, and in order to be included in policy decisions that impact our lives. So that's why we're here in 2020, although it's not been the greatest year for everyone.
God. It's been an up and down one, isn't it? Let's be fair. But if anything, I think being in this situation we're in now, I'm hoping, but then again, after we came out of lockdown part one, it kind of went back to normal pretty damn quick, didn't it? Let's be fair. I was hoping people would understand that sort of exclusion, you know, not being able to see individuals, having that empathy for everybody a little bit more.
Yeah.
I thought it would make a difference being within lockdown, and it kind of worked every Thursday, uh, you know, and but after that, it just the hatred just come back, and if anything, twofold a little bit. I don't know. I was a little bit upset when we got kind of came out of lockdown, just saw how people were, and they were just like, guys, we just come out of lockdown. We're now able to see our families again, and loved ones and friends, and all of a sudden this hatred between individuals and things like this. And I'm just like, oh gosh, it's been a
Yeah.
pretty tricky one for everybody, I think, for everybody. But right then, so I was going to say, have you actually been to Wales?
Oh yes, of course.
You have.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I've been to Wales a few times. I absolutely love Wales, and and I'm not just saying this because I'm speaking to you, but I love.
You are, in there. You are. Come on, stop
No,
it.
no, no. I worked for a general secretary years ago, and he was
Right.
Welsh. So I've been to, and I want to say this properly, Llandudno.
Yes, well done.
I've been to, of course, Cardiff, and we used to have offices out there. So
Oh,
we would
right.
go for trade union meetings, for political meetings. And
Yeah.
Wales has such a rich history to how you've organised. And, you've got people like Lisa Power who live in
Oh, yeah.
who's absolutely amazing and an inspiration. So, yeah, I love.
Oh, and how did you? I was going to say this. So we're talking about how did you find our community here in Wales? Did you have a time to experience anything? And how did you find? How did you? Is anything? We'll get into it a little bit later on. But what did you think of it? Did you have any experiences here or?
So, yes, of course. I think when I was facilitating a round table of BAME, they use the term BAME, Black and Asian minority ethnic young people that came together from Stonewall, UK Black Pride, to really talk about what are some of the challenges and the positives of being, Black and Asian in Wales, and what sort of support do they need. And I think what came out quite clearly was that they had experienced racism, and I think is who do they turn to, and how do they sort of navigate a system or a society that doesn't often recognize or value who they are. And I think also them being young, they were teaching me about, through a very intergenerational conversation about what they need from me as UK Black Pride to weave into our work that we do that includes Wales.
And have you experienced any of the prides here? Have you? So we're gonna have to bring you down for Rhondda Pride when everything's back to normal. But obviously there's Pride Cymru. Have you tried Pride Cymru? Have you been there yet? Or
So Pride Cymru worked alongside their BAME group and did some stuff virtually, but not ever been to a march or a parade or the event in person.
well, as you can see, obviously Pride Cymru was the flagship that started, within Cardiff, and now obviously what's so brilliant is being a Valleys boy. When I hear that they were doing a Pride in the Rhondda Valleys, which is unbelievable, because it's like as you said, it's fine when you do them in cities, and there's an element of inclusivity within and a better understanding within cities. I'm not saying it's brilliant, so please don't say that, but it's far more accepting sometimes within the city than it is in the rural areas. In the valleys, for example, going back, gosh, a few years ago, if you were gay, you left, or if you were lesbian or whatever, all these, and then you take down all the rest of the minorities. So there was a really lack of education within the valleys, but yet the cities were thriving and getting all that, but then they were forgetting to bleed it out, which is what hopefully you're doing for everybody as well, and educating everybody. So how do you find within the 15 years that you've been doing Black Pride, obviously because you're co-founder there as well, how do you find we've progressed? Let's look at the positives. How do you find we've progressed in society? However, what are the things that we could be doing within the next 2 or 3 years that could really push us ahead? What do you think?
That's a really good question. I think that, we've seen progress in lots of areas, especially where we've grown from having 200 people at a Black Pride to 10,000 people in Haggerston Park in 2019. So that is real growth. And seeing a lot more younger people and a lot more of our trans siblings attending Pride, but I think it's the work that we do all year round, and not just about the Pride Day, where we're seeing progress in voices being amplified, people talking on particular subject matters which impact their lives every day, and bringing people with them. However, when we see progress, sometimes it's overshadowed by, you know, the amount that's going on in the world. So,
Yeah.
you know, every time we feel we're moving 5 steps forward, there's another 10 steps backwards, because of things like Grenfell, because of Windrush, because of Black Lives Matter, because of, you know, COVID. You know,
Yeah.
you and I would be having this conversation in person, and I'd
Yeah.
be enjoying the Pride, but we can't. So COVID has presented itself in a way that the progress that has been made, we've stepped back because of loneliness and isolation, and, you know, things that are kicking in for our LGBT plus communities.
I think you're absolutely right. Jimmy was saying, look, we'll be in person. But doesn't this show you? I think this year, how have you felt in regards to how the prides are across the UK? Because there's so many now, which are brilliant. You know, which is brilliant because they really are in the rural areas. But how do you think they've dealt with this situation to continue to do pride? How do you think they have? What would you are reflecting on it? Because a lot of places were doing online. They were doing. How do you think we've dealt with it as a community?
I think that we've done incredibly well to, you know, try and stay connected with our communities. We've had to, you know, there's something about the LGBT plus community that we have gone through so many different challenges. We've had to fight for our rights. We've had to fight to be seen and to be heard. So we're not used to sort of this social distancing, because we've always been seen as the other. So when it
Yeah.
comes to things that have presented themselves as challenges, we've come together with other people, other organizations, to do things online, to create sort of synergies between organizations, to create a way of still connecting with those who need us most. And I think what I'm seeing from other prides, and especially, you know, our own UK Black Pride, we created this amazing platform that was virtual, but
Yeah.
still managed to have people performing in a space that was obviously safe for them to perform, and making it accessible. We've also managed to use some of the money that had been raised, to ensure that we were giving people money to top up their phones. Because
Oh.
what people don't always recognize is that,
Mm,
you know, yes, we can do things online, but it doesn't mean it's accessible for all.
yeah.
And our young people, our asylum seekers, migrants who may earn £30 or £40 a week, how are they going to access an online pride if they don't have data?
Uh,
So,
but doesn't this show you as a group of people? And this is the thing is, I'm quite conflicted at the moment. I'll be really honest with you, because I've experienced some stuff within our own community, and I'm both upset and proud. You know, so I'm kind of, let's just say I'm 15 years behind you. And that's as you know, as a disabled individual, however you want to look at me. I've experienced it recently, and I'm kind of, that's what I'm saying, is I'm so proud of our community and how far we've come. And even right now, we're showing how resilient we are, because we found alternative methods. And that's the thing. So we have the resilience in us, but for some reason, every now and again, we just kind of, I'm so conflicted as a human being. Sometimes I have that proud and that sort of, oh, come on, guys, please, you know. And it's gonna. So was that how you felt before, you know, the you launched into Black Pride essentially? Is that
yeah.
where it was born out of?
I still actually feel that way now, you know, that hasn't changed, because, you know, until there's full equality and full equity, we're always going to feel that sense of frustration. But, you know, just going back to your point, you're not 15 years behind UK Black Pride. You're at the place that you're supposed to be at,
Oh,
and it's for organizations like UK Black Pride to think about, how do we support you?
mhm.
How do we move together in a way that doesn't allow you to feel isolated or, lost or by yourself. Something I've learned so well about UK Black Pride is that, people move at different paces.
Yeah.
And actually, when there's a history of, discrimination or sort of not speaking about LGBT people, whether it's in the rural areas or the valleys, or whether it's because of the kind of structure and systemic racism that has existed, there's a pace at which we've gone at because we're trying to challenge things from all different fronts, and if there's anything I know is that people need solidarity and people need support. So I would say to you, even when I ask people to show solidarity and be an ally for the Black and brown communities, I am showing allyship towards you, because if my allyship is not rooted in solidarity, it's not allyship. So you can count on me to support you.
Oh, Lady Phil, I always knew that. I always knew that deep down inside. I love it. I love it. You're like the Angela Lansbury for us all here. I love her. She's like a grandmother to us all, and she'll protect us all, isn't she? I love it. I was actually, who are your inspirations and your heroes? Who's really? I think you've probably had this before, but who sort of, whether they're here now or in the past, who do you really look at and go, God, that was it? And has it changed over the years?
Yes. Well, in some people's situation. So, I mean, oh gosh, there's so many people that have influenced my thinking and and how I drive forward what I want to do. So Audre Lorde, who I can't not mention. Bell Hooks, another writer. Valerie Mason John, who was the woman that wrote Zammy, Queenie. There's so much.
And the thing is, you want to kind of include them all, don't you?
I mentioned Lisa Power, Bev Ditsay, James Baldwin, but my daughter inspires me. She is somebody that, see, you made me cry earlier on, so now I'm trying to get rid of this.
No, I saw that was my intention.
So, my daughter inspires me, and my daughter's 25, and she went to uni, and we've been through a journey of me coming out, and also you don't realize, but your children have to come out, whether they're LGBT or not. They have to come out because they're on that journey with you, and it's sort of hard for them to understand unless you are really giving them the tools. But when she went to uni, she joined all these societies, and she joined the LGBT society as an ally and as a supporter, and she stood up for this person who was on her campus. And I said to her, I'm really glad that you did that. She went, well, why would I not? She goes, you have to support everyone. And I was like, oh my gosh, my job is done.
I've got these pimples. Equally, do you know what? It's exactly the same thing. I'm glad you said that about your daughter, because I was speaking to my mum the other day, and she's the reason why I'm so resilient with my stump. And I don't make myself a victim of it. It's actually the thing that makes me. I'm really. A lot of people would say opposite. They don't like to be defined by certain things. I can't fight the fact that this defines me. It defines the way I think. It defines the way I feel. How other people reflect on me, their prejudices and biases. But I said to my mum, I said, you know what, Mum? I know full well that you had them moments when you were young. I mean, she's a young mum. I said, and you probably cried, you probably were frightened and petrified of what was going to happen to me in the future, because you know how hard the world could be. I said to her about being proud. I said, you know what, Mum? You're always proud of me. I said, but I said, this is literally the other day. And I said, but I'm just going to be really honest with you now, Mum. I said, I think when you're proud of me, you really need to be proud of yourself. And she's like, what do you mean? Don't be silly. I was like, Mum, because I am so resilient because of you, because you wouldn't let that fear overcome you. You use that as motivation to push me forward and give me the love and the support and giving me a realistic view as well. And I said, I've inherited that. So just like your daughter, it's almost a reflective thing of then you're proud of your daughter, so you have to be proud of yourself because she has become the person that you are. You've passed that on. Do you know what I mean? And I was just, so I get it. I completely get it. So I'm proud of my mum. And I said to her, I said, Mum, I think you need to start being proud of yourself. And because I am who I am because of you when it comes to my stump and my resilience as a human being. So yeah, you were talking about the pride that you did in the online pride. That was the Pride Inside event, wasn't it?
That's right. Yes, we
Right.
had Pride Inside.
So that's cool.
We did two events.
Oh,
So
right, okay.
yeah, we had Pride Inside where we worked alongside Amnesty International and Stonewall and Parapride.
Yeah.
And that really was just such a beautiful space that was created in terms of the conversations we were having about religion, faith, belief,
Yeah.
and reconciling that with your sexual orientation, sexuality. You know, we did like things around mental health and well-being. And then, of course, we had our main Pride event, which was, you know, the all-day event, which was a series of live acts, workshops and other things, which was solely run and dealt with by UK Black Pride. So yeah, it was a thoughtful, you know, entertaining and informative sort of period of where we pulled loads of content together. Yeah, for that
And
much bigger
I was
conversation.
going to say, because like as you said, like everything's been online, and this is the moment that I thought, look, reflecting on that, how we as a community have come forward, and as individuals as well, is that the fact that everything, like literally everything went online really quick. It was almost just like that. It was like, you know, pride still goes ahead. You know, rain doesn't stop play, as they say. And I just thought, wow, this just shows the resilience. I love this. So, but what was that journey for you to get, you know, to get everything online? How? Because a lot of people don't really understand what goes on behind the scenes for Pride at all. And I think they just think it's this one day that comes on, you stick a stage up and get a couple of people to perform. And I don't think they realize the work that goes on behind the scenes throughout the year. But you've had to turn around, and a lot of Pride, just like Rhondda Pride, had to turn something around very, very quickly. How was that for you? How did you expect that? How was that as an experience?
You know, I'm really lucky that I have built and there has been a team built around the needs and the, you know, the support that the community needs. So I've got people who understand marketing and comms. I've got people who are event planners in their own day jobs, and remembering that everyone in UK Black Pride, we are all volunteers. Like most prides, we're all having to do this alongside our day jobs. So knowing that all of these people that are part of UK Black Pride core team, it's utilising their strengths. And, you know, we come together as a brilliant team to work out, we need this, we need that, someone's going to take that responsibility. You know, it's delegated in such a way that I have to really thank my amazing team for making sure that all of this is pulled off. So yeah, it's hard, and it's not just a one day, oh, that's it, we've got an online, get on the Zoom call. It takes a lot to make sure you've got your sign language interpreters, you've got the subtitles, that you can make sure that, you know, we don't have particular lighting which could impact somebody if they're epileptic.
Are you looking at my lighting when you say that? I was thinking,
no. I'm looking at I've got my ring light.
I'm looking at my lighting. I'm just, look at me, my lighting. I don't know what colours make my skin, because it's a mixture of everything here. I'm a kaleidoscope of colours, which is brilliant.
This is no makeup.
Gorgeous anyway, lovely. You know that. I was going to talk about kaleidoscope of colours. You say, can we talk a bit about the Kaleidoscope Trust and sort of because you run the Kaleidoscope Trust? You were a founding member, or was that your baby? Or
no. So UK Black Pride is where I'm the co-founder, but Kaleidoscope Trust is an organisation, a human rights international organisation that focuses on supporting LGBT people across the Commonwealth and also in other countries. So its primary focus is to look at those colonial era laws that exist in the Commonwealth, where people are actually imprisoned, arrested, tortured, criminalised in different ways because of who they love and who they are. And, you know, unfortunately, we've seen some horrific things happen to our LGBT plus siblings across the world. So it's our job as Kaleidoscope Trust to work with our civil society partners in and around those countries. So
Wow.
often, we have calls and conversations, but we also travel to, whether it's Botswana, whether it's Namibia, whether it's St. Lucia or Sri Lanka, to think about how we strengthen civil society, how we look at capacity building, and what sort of advocacy is needed to intervene, to speak to work with high commissioners and diplomats and officials to bring it to light in court, in various institutions, in Parliament, and raise this right to the top of the agenda. But of course, there are sensitivities in dealing with this when you're in countries that those Victorian colonial era laws exist. So we have to work in partnership. And at Kaleidoscope Trust, our work is driven by our human rights defenders. We have a strategy, we have a vision and a mission, and we have clear objectives about how we're going to do that. Otherwise, you could possibly have like the global north saying, oh, we want you to do this, this, and this, and then it just turns into colonialism part 2 again.
Right.
So, we're really mindful of the dynamics and understanding what our LGBT human rights defenders require and need. We are just that moving part of trying to unlock and access funding for them to do the work that they need to do with our support and creating resources.
And right now, I was going to say, did you want to give a bit of a plug essentially for the website and things? So, because I know you can donate to help the cause of it as well. So.
Absolutely. We had a piece of research conducted around how COVID-19 was impacting LGBT people in the Commonwealth. And we have this campaign where you can donate to it and just go onto the Kaleidoscope Trust website. We talk about the hard times that we're having right now. Can you imagine when you're thinking about the state violence that might happen if you're caught out on streets during like a curfew time? The lack of access to housing and shelter for LGBT people, in a country like Uganda, the fact that some people cannot access their HIV medication or can't access nutritious meals, and the way that mental health and well-being is playing out for those who are stuck with families that do not accept anything about them being LGBT. So, it's intensified greatly than what we're seeing here. And it's not about comparison, but it's about recognizing that there are different challenges afoot in different countries.
And it's the empathy that you have to have, and understanding your privileges and how you can make a difference, and using your, because a lot of people are saying currently the word privilege gets thrown around a lot. I've heard people say, oh, you're always saying this now, or it's kind of like, well, no, it's understanding it. It's not a negative. It's understanding the privileges that you have and how you can use it to help those that aren't as privileged, or maybe and amplify it. That's all it is. That's all we're saying here, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. There are things that, even between you and I, there were things that, you as a white gay man, even though differently able, may be able to access a lot more than I would as a black lesbian woman. And that's not to be frowned upon, but what you would do is use your platform and your access to raise the inequalities of that situation, so that I can access the same things you can. I can navigate through the world the same way you can, and and so on and so on. I think that we get caught up in privilege, and of course privilege has been used as a negative in so many instances, because those that have it or have inherited it, and it's not about money, but have inherited it because of how they can walk through life. If they do not want others to have the same as they do, then actually that's where the problem is. You've got the rich and the poor, working class and upper class, and so forth.
It's almost being spoiled, isn't it, essentially? And then that's the thing, is I always look at and reflect on myself, and some people may look at me and go, oh, poor boy with one hand. But actually, I'm very privileged in comparison to some of my LGBT family when I look at how the family that I had around me, for example.
Our trans siblings, you know, I think that what we're seeing, the vitriol, the propaganda, the
Yeah.
absolute, I won't swear, crap that they have to go through
Mhm.
day in, day out, you know, the media that's not on their side.
Exactly.
We've got, and you know, everything down to the GRA, and you know, just wanting to make sure that those who wish to transition have access to transitioning, and it's not going to be costing them an arm and a leg, or they're not having to prove to some, you know, some doctor time and over and over
Exactly.
again who they are. I think that we've got to do better and be better at supporting our trans siblings right now. And you know, it's incredibly apt that tomorrow, which is Friday, the 20th of November, and of course this will be aired differently, is Trans Remembrance Day, and of course we're in Trans Awareness Week. I think that we've got to do better by asking the question, how can we support you? Not speaking up for them in situations means that we become complicit in, you know,
Yeah.
the crap that they go through, you know. So support is incredibly important. Checking in with them, checking in to see that they're okay and what they might need, and how they need it, in a world that's telling them, you know, you're not valid and you don't belong, and how dare you be the
Yeah.
person that you are. It's
Or
all,
be offended by this or feel
yeah.
that way. Exactly. And that's the thing. It's about allyship. What does allyship mean to you? Because I know it can mean multiple things, but what do you see allyship with? Even if it is a few things, but what do you
Mm.
see as?
So allyship, even the word for me, allyship, just makes me feel slightly uncomfortable, but I get why we use it. It's more about an accomplice, right? So allyship is very situational, because at different times you will show a different type of allyship. So whether it's, you know, you and I are standing on the front lines holding a Black Lives Matter placard, and we're marching down the streets because we're so enraged at the inequalities. Or it could be that, you know, allyship is about you using your platform, the way you are using this right now, for us to talk about different things and get the message out to the
Yeah.
masses. Or it could be, you know, people donating money to a particular cause that allows, you know, the organizations or the cause to be amplified in a great way and have the resources to do the work. Or allyship could simply be just listening. Yeah, listening is so powerful. So it's situational for me. But as I said earlier, if your allyship is not rooted in solidarity, it's not allyship,
Yeah.
you know, and you might as well just forget it. It can't be performative and it can't be tokenistic. You know, people put in a black square on their social media, whilst that may be great for them, and then taking it down the next minute, Black lives will still matter after that black square has come down. So ask yourself the question, what are you really doing to support Black lives here in the UK, or whether you're showing solidarity to those in the US? What are you actually doing, you know, after Pride season is done, to support LGBT plus people? What are you actually doing after International Women's Day has gone past, or after Disabled History Month has passed? All of these things, which can be seen as quite decorative, it has a purpose and a meaning for us, because we are those things 365 days of the year. So our allyship is to support all of these various differences that make our community so beautiful, but it has to be done 24/7. We have to, and not normalize, because I don't like the word normal, but we have to usualize the conversations of difference every single day.
It's such an inspiration. Oh, your words are so inspirational. I hope a lot of people that are watching right now are, you know, first of all, they need to, if they don't know who you are, then they need to get online and find out more about you and get into the whole, you know. But I think for us guys, I think I know the team at Rhondda Pride, they've had their difficulties starting up and things like that. And across all the UK, there's so many small prides now that are there. And I think they've done such a wonderful job during this period. And I think that's something I've reflected on, is that the fact that it shows the resilience in everybody, that we've all got this. We all have this to unite as individuals when we need to. And we can show our resilience and come together and put on a brilliant pride online, and actually take it back to grassroots, and bring it back to grassroots, which is about, what was it about? It wasn't just music and somebody being on stage. There was an underlying message, and I think every pride this year, and the way they've delivered their prides, and if they've managed to do that, because a lot of them have had difficulty, and it doesn't matter, you will get your next lot up, I promise, but it just shows the resilience we all have in human beings, to go back to grassroots, to remember what pride was truly about. And I think
Absolutely.
this year, I think for a lot of people, the ones that I've seen online, the conversations were nicer. They were better. It was more meaningful. There was more understanding. It was more educating our own communities. So
It's back to some of the politics of why
Yeah.
we have pride in the first place, because
Exactly.
that has often been forgotten. And there's some instances where prides have become, and of course I understand the need to pay for prides, but it had become far too commercial and had lost the essence of, why do prides exist? What did Section 28 mean to many of us? Why is it that we have this racism and homophobia and biphobia and also Islamophobia in our communities, and what we're going to do about it? So yeah, I feel you when you say that. I felt the message of Pride this year was political, and I don't mean a political party. I mean political because our beings are political. We wake up like this, and we know that the world is going to treat us very differently. But if we are vehemently opposed to those who do treat us differently, we have to have that political message of solidarity and standing up together. And that's what I've seen in prides this year.
Yes, and I think they should all be celebrated, and they should all be proud of themselves. And those that were possibly unsuccessful, well done for trying. That's the thing. That's what it's about, is still going for it, and don't give up. Obviously, Pride is, like as you said, it'll be back next year. Winter, spring, but Pride should be every day. So, Lady Phil, ultimately, we're going to have to finish now. I'm so sorry.
I could talk for you for ages.
I know.
Accent, that's what it is.
Well, I hope you stay safe, look after yourself, and from everybody here at Rhondda Pride and from Wales as well, thank you so much for what you've done for everybody. And I think you are truly inspiration lady, and your team behind you and everybody, and that includes your background as well. Whatever's formed you to be the person that you are, it's brilliant. Thank you for sharing that with us as well.
Take care and stay safe, and know that you've got your chosen family in UK Black Pride that are here to support. So happy Pride to you all.
Happy Pride, and thank you for educating me too as well. Thank you very much. Bye bye, Lady Phil.
Bye.
Bye.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me. Been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa baby, I Christmas list. Santa baby, I want a yacht, and really that's not a lot. Been an angel all year, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa honey, one little thing I really need, that deed to a platinum mine. Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa cutie, fill my stocking with a duplex and checks. Sign your X on the line, Santa cutie, and hurry down the chimney tonight. Come and trim my Christmas tree with some decorations bought at Tiffany's. I really do believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me. Santa baby, forgot to mention one little thing, a ring. I don't mean on the phone, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry tonight.
Hello and welcome to Rhondda Pride. My name is Justin Drag. So for the next 20 minutes or so, I shall be performing for your winter pride. Who knew it that you could have so much fun in the winter? Who knew? Anyway, for the next 20 minutes, we're gonna, well, there's nobody else here, but you know, all the ghosts, all the spirits, they're all with us. But for the next 20 minutes, we're gonna give you a good show. Hopefully you'll stick around, and if you would like to donate, of course Natalie and Lauren have asked me to do Rhondda Pride, which I'm very excited to do, and it was something I was really wanting to be part of, even last year when we were able to do it in person, but also wanted to do it this year because it's important for us to make sure we're keeping virtual drag alive, because to be honest, at the start of the year, I thought this was all going to pass and then we could crack on with it and we can get back on the stage. But now virtual drag is a thing and it needs to keep going. So please support your local drag, and obviously every drag, just support everyone. But I am here, of course, as well, just to let people know that as of next year, I will be transitioning, and I'm in the process of it now. And my original, instead of Justin Drag, my name is Ren, and last year it was Lauren. So I am wanting people to just support me as an ally, but if anybody wanted to support me and donate, then my page is coming across the screen right now. It might be, it might not be. Hopefully the editing squad have done that for me. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'm going to be having top surgery next year and wanted to be here to do this and perform, but if anybody would love to help, please and thank you. So let's get on with the show. I do my hair, toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair, toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Woo, child, tired of the bullshit. Go and dust your shoulders off. Keep it moving, yes, Lord. Trying to get some new shit in there. Swimwear, going to the pool shit. Come now and dry your eyes. You know you a star, you can touch the sky. I know that it's hard, but you got to try. If you need advice, let me simplify. If he don't love you anymore, then walk your fine ass out the door. I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Baby, how you feeling? Woo, girl, need to kick up your shoes. Time to take a deep breath, trying to focus on you. All those big fights, long fights that you've been through. I got a bottle of tequila I've been saving for you. Boss up and change your life. You could have it all, no sacrifice. I know we did it wrong, but we make it right. So go and let it all hang out tonight. If he don't love you anymore, walk your fine ass out the door. I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Okay. You're gonna sing with me now. You know, whether it's a boy, girl, non-binary, trans, if he don't love you anymore, then walk your fine ass out the door. Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Baby, how you feeling? Welcome, one and all. It is Reverend Just in Drag here. So, as Pride commences in December 2020, I want to say, bless all you LGBTQA+ for being so bloody wonderful and staying strong through the pandemic. Of course, this is Pride. Be proud of you. But you know what? There will be a day when we come out of this and we all come together and we have a live Pride where you could touch me anywhere you like. But for now, we shall do it virtually, and also we shall have that happy day. And this is the song for you. Sing along. Oh, happy day. You sound beautiful. Oh, happy day. When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed. He washed our sins away. Oh, happy day. Let's warm you up. La 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 la. La 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 la. Break it down. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, he taught me how to watch and pray. Bright and day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed. When Jesus washed. My sins away. I tried. Usually I've got it edited, but I thought I'd give you the live version today because you're here with me at Rhondda Pride. Oh, he taught me how to watch and pray. fight and pray. Ooh, ooh. Oh, happy day. Oh, it was a happy day. Oh, I am a happy gay. Are you a happy gay? Ooh, happy gay. Sing my gays, my lesbians, my bis, my trans. Come on, come on, come on, come on. 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that this world was made up of this brotherhood of man, for whatever that means. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey. I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, 2020, what's going on? Ooh, 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 ooh. And I tried. I try all the time in this institution, and I pray, oh my God, to pray. I pray every single day for revolution, and so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Ooh, 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 ooh. 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. I want to set the mood now. It is Christmas after all this month, so it's only right we do a few Christmas songs, isn't it? What I'm going to do is, let me show you my, let me show you my lantern. Oh, cute. So we'll pop this on. Oh, let me go and plug it in. Oh, Christmas. Okay, let me change and we shall give you Christmas. Camp Christmas, of course. Here we go. Feliz Navidad, this is for my international fans. Feliz Navidad, prospero serano, felicidad. Come on. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero serano, felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, I don't really know that one too well, do I? Feliz Navidad, nailed that one. And this one, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero amor es felicidad. Jingle bell rock, jingle bell swing and jingle bell ring, snowing and blowing and push on the fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell twist, jingle bells chime and jingle bell time, dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square in the frosty air. What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, and pick a big beat, jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle and a jingle with me. That's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell rock. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ringling, dingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Ring-a-ling-dong, ring-a-ling-ling, ring-a-ling-a-dong, ring-a-ling-a-ling, ring-a-ling-a-dong. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy and cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like two birds of a feather would be. Take a row before us and sing the chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Come on. Ding, ding, dong, ding, ring a ding, ding, dong, ding, ring a ding, ding, dong, ding. Dance break. Come on, Rhondda Pride. Come on, ring-a-ding-a-ling with me. Ding, ding, dong, ding. Ring-a-ding, ding, dong, ding. Ring-a-ding, ding, dong, ding. Ring-a-ding, ding, dong, ding. Ow! Oh yeah, our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy and cozy, oh yeah. We're smack together like birds of a feather, you and me, baby. Roll before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Ding, 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 dong, ding. A ding, a ding, ding, dong, ding. Merry Christmas, all. I see you driving around town with a girl I love, and I'm like, forget you. I guess the change in my pocket wasn't enough. I'm like, forget you and forget her too. Said if I was richer, I'd still be richer. Ain't that some I know there's pain in my chest. I still wish you the best. I'll forget you. I'm sorry, I can't afford a Ferrari, but that don't mean I can't get you there. When he's an Xbox and I'm more Atari, but the way you play your game ain't fair. I pity the fool that falls in love with you. Oh, she's a well. Ooh, I've got some news for you, and yeah, go and run and tell you. Tell me. I'm riding around town with a girl I love, and I'm like, forget you. I guess the change in my pocket wasn't enough. I'm like, forget you and forget her too. Said if I was richer, I'd still be with you. Ain't that some And although there's pain in my chest, I still wish you the best. I won't forget you. No, I'd have had to borrow, beg and steal and lie and cheat. Trying to please you, trying to please you. Same lyric, don't worry, all good. I pity the fool that falls in love with you. Oh, she's a golden well. Ooh, I got some news for you. Oh, I really hate you right now. Say you're driving around town with a girl I love, and I'm like, forget you. I guess a change in my pocket wasn't enough. I'm like, forget you and forget her too. That if I was richer, I'd still be with you. Ain't that some And although there's pain in my chest, I still wish you the best. Forget you. Baby, 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 why you wanna hurt me so bad? I said I tried to tell my mama, but she told me this is one for your dad. Why? Why? Why, lady? I love you. I really love you. Ah! Driving around town with a girl I love. Forget you. I guess the change in my pocket wasn't enough. I'm like, forget you and forget her too. Said if I was richer, I'd still be with you. Ain't that some truth? And although there's pain in my chest, I still wish you the best. Forget you.
No Pride event is complete without its leather-clad contingent, instantly recognisable and a contrast to the glamour and the glitz.
Hi there, my name is Angus, and I'm here as part of Leathermen Cymru, the social organisation for anyone into leather. We welcome everyone who's interested, with or without leather, experienced old hand or a first-time newbie. And we believe it's up to us, as visible, proud leathermen, to set an example of inclusion and respect in our communities. We regularly fundraise for good causes across Wales, and we believe in helping support the broadest possible form of LGBT+ community. We often stand out at pride parades, and we're often asked how and why our LGBT+ identities overlap with our leather ones. A couple of our members have offered to try and answer these questions from their perspective.
As a member of Leathermen Cymru, I'm pleased that I was asked to and allowed to say a few words at your virtual Pride. The reasons that people wear leather, as you can imagine, differ from person to person. For me, my leathers are quite personal, and each item for me has a meaning, so in that way each item is special to me. Wearing leather is not all about fetish, although that's a big part of it. For me, it's more of a life choice. It's part of me, it's part of what makes me who I am. Leathermen have played a big part in our gay history. The first known leather club were the Satires Motorcycle Club, which were established in America way back in 1954. They had a history of battling for the rights for gay people to celebrate their sexuality. They played a very prominent part in our early gay history.
Hi, I'm Alistair and I'm a member of Leathermen Cymru. I'm also a leather title holder and I'm serving as European Bootblack 2020. Our sexuality and our gender identities overlap and they're intersectional. I am not just queer, I'm also a trans man. I'm also a leatherman. These identities have always been a part of Pride since the first riots at Stonewall and Compton's Cafe. In those first protests, many leatherfolk and trans people were at the forefront of the fight, and we are still fighting. Pride is a glorious celebration of inclusivity and diversity, and it marks just how far we've come in gaining equal rights. But it's still a protest for many of us. We're still fighting for acceptance in other parts of our wonderful human overlapping identities. The fight is still active for trans people, for people of colour, and for gay people too in other countries. So I wear my leather proudly to Pride, and I carry my trans flag to show my diversity, to be visible and seen, to be heard and to celebrate all of who I am, and to carry on that protest.
For me, Pride is an ongoing reminder of how far we've come and how far we still have to go before people can be accepted fully for who they are. Pride has always been about not just winning battles for ourselves, but supporting those whose characteristics we don't share to win theirs too. We hope you've enjoyed our video, and we hope we've managed to give you an insight about why we wear our leather at Pride. We can't wait to see you all again, and to be back out supporting our community across Wales. Despite being stuck indoors, we hope you all have a wonderful Pride.
Hello, Rhondda Winter Pride. I'm Carys Eleri. And it's a joy to be asked to perform for you all online in this way. I'm gutted that we can't all be in a place together. I'm going to start off by singing a few of my songs that I've written. Some fun songs for you. The first one is called Tit Montage. This time when I woke up one day, not just next to one lucky lady, but two. And I can't remember anything because I was so shit-faced.
And then, of course, when I woke up, and we were all a bit freaked out, all of us, so many of us, and the first thing I asked these lovely ladies when I woke up was, would anybody like a cup of tea? And so this is a song about that time. It's like I said, it's called Tit Montage. I'm going to put the lights off for full effect. Tit montage, tit montage. Hazy, crazy night. Breasts in my mind's eyesight. It's the only thing I remember. Such an odd surprise to realize this weird dream was actually true. So true. 3 pairs of boobs, 6 arms in just one room. Tons of fun, but and to the memory of those memories, I dedicate this melody. Tit montage. It's not very clear to me. Tit montage. How this ever came to be. Tit montage is my only memory. Tit montage. Now I better make some tea for 3. Oh, my poor old hippocampus, a tit red and murky canvas, struggling to remember, questioning if I am now an actual full-blown lesbian, and it's okay. The men haven't been very good anyway. It's definitely an option. And to honor the possibility, I'll enjoy this booby memory. Tit montage fills me with pride and glee. Tit montage, such drunken and carefree. Skin contact, those things are just so shapely. Tit montage. I still gotta make some tea for 3. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you so much. I can hear the applause. I can hear the roar of applause coming all the way from Rhondda to my lovely basement here in Carmarthenshire, even though I did this in the past. Amazing. The brush of roses and on my face. I can feel them. So the next song I'm going to sing for you is a song that I wrote in lockdown number 1. And it was during that time where everyone was just obsessing over buying pasta and not drinking bleach, that's Donald Trump, and buying bleach. So everyone was obsessed with it. And so I wrote this song called I'm Gonna Be Fat and Clean for Halloween. And of course, lockdown 2 happened. We were all still in lockdown in Halloween. So I keep changing it to Fat and Clean for Christmas Eve, Fat and Clean for New Year's Eve. But you'll get the gist of it. Here it is, darlings. Fat and Clean. Another bit of a dancer. So give it some, you know? I was flicking through my diary, seeing when I would be free, so I could come to you or you come to me. Now it's looking like it's not Halloween. This isolation ain't easy. Mops and chocolate keep calling each day. Oh, I ignore them, then I'm like, oh, okay. I glide in my kitchen and I get munching. I'm gonna be fat and clean for Halloween. Corona and my hygiene is so shame. I just realized my paleo diet will be compromised. I'm gonna be fat and clean for Halloween. Corona and my hygiene is so stinky clean. Corona, so while we're waiting on this goddamn vaccine, Corona, gonna scrub and bloom in quarantine. Corona, 'cause self-love is the only option right now. Pleasing myself, no one else around. Cooking 10-course meals, you're just for me. I'll do it for you when we are free. Oh, I'm gonna be so fat and clean. This Halloween, I'm gonna be fat and clean for Halloween. Corona and my hygiene is so steamy clean. Corona, so while we're waiting on this vaccine, Corona, gonna scrub and bloom in quarantine. I'm fat and clean for Christmas Eve. I'm gonna be fat and clean for Christmas Eve. Corona and my hygiene is so steamy clean. Corona, so while we're waiting on this vaccine, Corona, gotta take my time in quarantine. Fat and clean for New Year's Eve. I'm gonna be fat and clean for New Year's Eve. Corona and my hygiene is so steamy clean. Corona, so while I'm waiting on this f***ing vaccine, Corona, gonna scrub and bloom in quarantine. And then of course we can sing, gonna be fat and mine, my Valentine and all that jazz. But that song, my darling, is available on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, Deezer, I don't know, Weezer, Fleezer, I don't know. So yeah, stream it, darling. Have a little boogie later on. Okay, abrupt stop. So the next song I will be singing for you. What have we got here? I've got such a ridiculous array of songs that I just don't know. Oh, okay. The next one I'm going to sing is a song I wrote in my one-woman science comedy show, music show called Lovecraft, Not the Sex Shop in Cardiff. So this is about dating, online dating, and I'm sure loads of you have been online dating in the lockdown. Apparently, dating was even more popular than it's ever been during lockdown, as in online dating. So I wrote this song about all that, about how you fall in love with people that you've never met before. You've seen a couple of pics, you've exchanged a few jokes, and you're already madly in love with them, and you're already planning how you'll mourn them when they die. And that's weird, and there's a whole scientific reason around that. Come see the show if I ever do it again. But anyway, so this is a song about how the brain works in terms of online dating. It's called the Tinder Ballad. It's on Spotify, iTunes, etc. This morning I woke up and swiped right. You swiped right too. It's a match. Oh, it's a match. I take my time to reread your profile, remind myself why I flicked that way, and I see you. I really see you your niece. Fucking love your niece like she were my own niece. Oh my God, we've got a niece together now. I love your niece so much, I would die for her too. How in this basic information, your name, age, and location, I swear. I would die for two-dimensional you. And your niece. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Again, I can just hear the uproar. I can hear the roar and the whispers of roses falling on my face right now. Thank you so much, everyone. In Carmarthenshire. Right, let's put another drum beat on, is there? Actually, this is such a bad keyboard. Let's put something more interesting on. Winter Samba, everyone. Winter Samba, dum da winter samba. Oh, I've got quite a fun one here as well. I don't know. Bicycle, 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 bicycle. This one's right. Bicycle, bicycle. Ride my. Want to ride my ice. Want to ride my icicle. I want to ride my ice. That's it. I didn't execute that very well. I just thought it would be quite fun to sing I Want to Ride My Icicle. Anyway, so moving on, darlings. I think I'm going to end this lovely time I've had with you on a bit of a Shirley Bassey. The one and the only, darlings. Shirley Bassey. There might be room for one more after this, but I'm just let's do this. The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good looking, so refined. Said, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every man I see. Hey, big spender, spend a little time with me. So wouldn't you like to have fun, fun, fun? How's about a few laughs, laughs? Let me show you a good time. Let me show you a good time. The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender. Good looking, so refined. So why don't you like to know what's going on in this mind? So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every man I see. Hey, big spender. Hey, big spender. Hey, big spender. Spend a little time with me. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right. I'm gonna give I've got this lovely song. I'm not gonna end there. I'm not gonna end there. I can't end without singing one of my favorite songs from any film. And I hope you love it. It's a Halloween one again. But oh my god, I just love it. It's by Bette Midler. But bugger it. It can be Christmas. It can be winter. Halloween is winter, isn't it? It starts then. Okay, here we are. I put a spell on you. And now, you're mine. You can't stop the things I do. I lie. It's been 300 years, right down to the day. Now this witch is back, and there's hell to pay. I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. Woo-hoo! Hello, Salem. My name's Winifred. What's yours? I put a spell on you, and now you're gone. Oh, my whammy fell on you, and it was strong. Your wretched lives has all been cursed, but of all the witches working, I'm the worst. I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. I lied. If you don't believe, you better get superstitious. That's my sister. She's vicious. I put a spell on you. I put a spell on you. I put a spell on you. Sister. Enter pie, alpha, maybe, up and down. I'll say enter pie, alpha, maybe, up and down. In Koda, Koda, Yama, in Koda, Koda. Hey, hey, say bye-bye. Mwah! Oh, that was delicious. I really enjoyed that. I'm definitely going to end now. Time is ticking. We all have things to do in Rhondda Pride. Stay safe, everyone, please. I know everything seems to be going okay, but sometimes we forget. And I know if I was with everyone now, I'd just be snogging everyone. But we got to be careful, and we masks and. Okay, so I'm gonna finish with another song I wrote in lockdown numero uno. It's called Beyond the Fence. It's about falling in love with somebody who's just moved next door to you, just as lockdown happens, and you're not allowed to go near them. It's the best Bond song that was never made. Here we go. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Here it is. It's the best Bond song that was ever made. Never made. On March 23rd, when our world was locked down, I was in my garden having my existential breakdown, and there you were, a new neighbor, just in time to take my eye. Oh, by surprise, beyond the fence, there you were, looking so fine. Beyond the fence, your shadow passed behind, your clothes on the clothesline. Beyond the fence, I wanna call you, but I don't know your name. This is so tense, so much suspense. Beyond the fence, beyond the fence, I'll send a paper plane where my deeds, so call me soon. This social distancing can't come between me and you. My love is beyond the fence. Thank you so much, my sweetie darlings, my sweetie darlings. It's been a delightful evening for me to get dressed up in my mad ice queen wear to do this for you. I'll put the light back on just so you can see all my winter wonderland in its glory. Yeah, look at all this. Look at all this. Yeah. Thank you so much. I've had such a lovely time. Stay safe.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome to the stage the one, the only, the wonderful Joanna Bummy.
The night we met, I knew I needed you so. And if I have the chance, I never let you go. From the day I saw you, I have been waiting for you. You know I will adore you until eternity. So come on, please, be my little baby. Say you'll be my darling. So be my baby now. I'll make you happy, baby. Just wait and see. For every kiss you give me, I'll give you 3. From the day I saw you, I have been waiting for you. You know I will adore you until eternity. So come on, please, be my little baby. Say you'll be my darling. So be my baby now. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever day it is you're watching, I hope it's a good day. Welcome, welcome, one welcome all. Sing with me, be my little baby. Say you'll be my darling. So be my baby now. I want you to be my baby. Please be my darling. So be my baby now. I want you to be my baby. Say you'll be my darling. So be my baby now. Oh, thank you. Good evening, hello, good afternoon, good morning. Like I said, whatever time you're watching, I hope it's a good time to be watching. Of course, it's a good time to be watching. I'm on. So, hello to you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm not sure how exactly it's going to be played because I wasn't quite given that sort of detail. But if it is on live, then I'm sure there's love hearts somewhere along the bottom. You could be clicking constantly to pretend you're clapping and show some love for each and every single performer because they've all done absolutely fabulous so far. I say that, I'm going to let you in a little secret. It's pre-recorded and I haven't got a clue who's been asked, so but I know some of them and I know they're fantastic, so please give it up for all of your acts this evening, whether they've been on or they're coming on or whatever. They're absolutely fantastic because they wouldn't ask anyone else, would they? They've only asked the most talented people, of course. So my name's Joanna Bummy, that's B-U-M-M-E, as my name, not an offer, just so you know. Although it's been a while because of COVID, so if the money's right, I'll consider it. I come from a very lovely, no, no, scrap that. I come from Swansea. No offence to those of you who still live in Swansea, but I bettered myself and moved away. So I now reside in Cardiff. Yeah, so I can't really say much. But it's nice in Cardiff, it's lovely. It's been difficult with all this COVID malarkey going on, but we're trying not to talk about that because we just want to celebrate Pride, and we couldn't have it this year, unfortunately. So they came up with the wonderful idea of having an online winter Pride, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. And thank you so much for asking me to be involved with it. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as well, by the way. Follow me on Instagram, see my many different looks. Most of them are very annoyed, but I've got a different wig and a frock in all of them, so it's a bit artistic mood, as I like to call it, an artistic mood. I don't know what I'm on about either, I just waffle on, to be honest. So yeah, thank you for asking me. It's been very weird, like I said, it's all been like, you can't meet with people and blah blah blah, but it's fine. We just can't wait for it to all be over, can we? I know it's going to take time, and please stay safe and keep the 2 metre distance and wear your masks and everything, and be nice about it, please. Everyone's going through a tough time, so please be nice. But I just can't wait to get back and meet people again. Like, I'm single. In case you didn't know, I'm single, and I've been single for quite a while now. And just before the original lockdown, the first lockdown OG, not the second lockdown, or lockdown 2, Electric Avenue, as I like to call it. But the OG lockdown, just before the lockdown, I went out on a little date, I did, yes. And I went out on my little date, and we went for food and a couple of drinks, and we went to the movies, went to the cinema to watch a film. Oh, it was lovely. And I came back, and I live with another drag queen called Mary Golds. I live with her, and I came back, and Mary said, well, I said, well, what? She said, how was it? I said, oh, it was fabulous. She said, what did you do? I said, we went for a meal. She said, oh, was it nice? I said, yeah, it was lovely. She said, what did you do then? I said, we went for a couple of cocktails, just 2. Nice. I said, yeah, gorgeous. She said, what did you do then? I said, we went to the cinema. She said, oh, nice. Good film. I said, yeah, it was a good film. She said, what happened? I said, we went in and we sat right at the back so no one could see us, if you know what I mean. Nothing dirty though, don't worry. And she said, oh, what happened there? Well, we sat down and the movie started and he starts kissing me, and she said, oh, what happened next? I said, well, he put his hand on the inside of my thigh, and oh my God, how I laughed. She said, oh, right, okay, what happened then? I said, well, he put his hand down my top then, and oh my God, how I laughed. She said, oh, right, what happened then? I said, well, he then tried to get his hand down my skirt, and oh my God, how I laughed. She said, Joanna? I said, yeah. She said, why were you laughing? I said, because the chocolates were in my pockets the entire time. Bit of a cheesy joke for you all there. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. It's very hard with no crowd, but I'm sure you're all living life at the moment. Hopefully you're all enjoying today. I got told to try and make it winter themed, so that was my first song. That was Be My Baby by the Ronettes. I don't know what's winter themed about that, to be honest. We'll try and make something up on the spot, I suppose. Winter themed about that song. It's saying to someone to be my baby. So in the winter, you like to be all cutched up with someone, don't you? There we are. That's winter themed, and it's from Dirty Dancing as well, which is Nobody On at Christmas, which is in the winter. So there we go. The only song I could think of, there were 2 songs I could think of that were winter themed. One of them I don't quite know well enough to do, which I was going to learn last year, but I didn't end up doing it, but I forgot this year. So this is the only one I know, winter themed, that's not also Christmas themed, because I didn't want to do too much Christmas, but I think this is classed as a Christmas song, even though it's not. It's a winter song, and you're probably going to hear this about 5 times today, and I apologise, but the difference with me is you're not going to hear it in this key, because I sing it in the key of off. So this is a bit of Michael Bublé for you all. I haven't got a sound technician tonight, I'm on my own, so apologies for coming up to the camera because my music's there, because I couldn't bring it back here, I'm afraid, so bear with me. It goes something like this. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. See, winter, let's go on away. Hey, it's the bluebird, here to stay. It's the new bird. They sing a love song and we stroll along. Walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman. We'll pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no man. But you could do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by that fire to face unafraid the plans that we made. Walking in a winter wonderland. Now this is the Michael Bublé version, and whenever a big trumpet instrumental comes, he always does this. Ah! Go something like that over there. I'm far from Michael Bublé as I can possibly be, to be honest. Just try and enjoy. I'm not a dancer either, to be honest. I don't really know what I'm doing on my feet. In the meadow we can build a snowman. We'll pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you ready? We'll say, no man. But you could do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by that fire to face unafraid the plans that we made. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. We'll be walking in a winter wonderland. Thank you. Ah, thank you, thank you. No, please stop, please stop. I'm just pretending you're all clapping and going absolutely wished, which means wild in Welsh. And speakers, Tim bach o Cymraeg, croeso pawb. Thank you. So I got told I could only do about 15 to 20 minutes, but I'm not too sure how long I've been on, to be honest, because I'm on my own tonight. No one to help me film this, so there's going to be some errors and stuff. I apologise, but I'm gone solo tonight, like the rest of my life, to be honest. But one for the adults there. Kids, look away. But I'm going to do one final song. Now, this is a song I've recently kind of learned, so it's fairly new to me. I've only ever sung it once, apart from practicing, obviously, but it's a very new song for me. And it's a lovely song. I love this song. It's by the band called The Real Thing, and it's You to Me Are Everything, and you are all something, you're everything to someone. So I hope you all have a fabulous online Winter Pride. I've been Joanna Bunme, B-U-M-M-E. Look me up on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Just give me a follow. I hope you've enjoyed. There's so much more going on today. I really hope you enjoy your rest of your day, and please stay safe. Keep the social distance, keep the mask on, and just be nice to people. And just remember to be yourself and be proud. That's it from me. I'm going to finish on my final song now. Thank you so much for having me. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. Thank you. Sky for you, stop the rain from falling if you ask me to. I'd do anything for you, your wish is my command. I could move a mountain when your hand is in my hand. Oh, words cannot express how much you mean to me. There must be some other way to make you see. If it takes my heart and soul, you know I'd pay the price. Everything that I possess, I gladly sacrifice. Oh, you to me are everything, the sweetest song that I can sing. Oh, baby, just a clown who picks you up each time you're down. Oh baby, oh baby. You gave me just a taste of love to build my hopes upon. You know you got the power, boy, to keep me holding on. So I know you got the best of me. Come on and take the rest of me, oh baby. I don't really know how it's winter theme, but I thought of something a bit different. Stay warm. Though you're close to me, we seem so far apart. I don't know. Maybe given time, you'll have a change of heart. If it takes forever, boy, then I'm prepared to wait. The day you give your love to me won't be a day too late. Oh, you to me are everything, the sweetest song that I can sing. Oh, baby. Oh baby, to you I guess I'm just a clown who picks you up each time you're down. Oh baby, oh baby, you give me just a taste of love to build my hopes upon. You know you got the power, boy, to keep me holding on. So I know you got the best of me. Come on, take the rest of me, oh baby. Wish me luck, cause it gets higher now, and I can't sing at the best of times, so please bear with. Here we go. You to me are everything, the sweetest song that I can sing. Oh baby, oh baby. To you I guess I'm just a clown who picks you up each time you're down. Oh baby, oh baby. You to me are everything, the sweetest song that I can sing. Oh baby, oh baby. You to me are everything, the sweetest song that I can sing. Oh baby, oh baby, yeah. Oh baby, the sweetest song. Oh baby, oh baby, yeah. Have a happy online winter pride. Stay safe. Thank you and good night.
I don't remember exactly when the dream started, but it would always be the same. Alone, on a dry, distant planet, somewhere beyond our universe. Trapped. Was this a sign that something was out there? If it was, would this journey be worth the risk? It was time for me to find out. I have so many things to tell you, you know? So come in. Sit down. And listen up.
Tell me if there was something you could just
Let you get a feeling that I'm feeling. Won't you come closer to me, baby? Hey. Now you already got me right where you want me, baby. I just want you, man. How does it feel? How does it feel? Did I wanna know how it feels? How does it feel? How does it Long time. Said it's been on my mind, yeah. Baby, close the door. Listen, girl, I got a thing I want to show you all. I wish you could be nice. You go down. Wanna take the walls down. You, oh, yeah. If you want me to, baby.
If it's in a word or it's in a look, you can't get rid of the Babadook. If you're a really clever one and you know what it is to see, then you can make friends with a special one, a friend of you and me. His name is Mr. Babadook, and this is his book. A rumbling sound, then 3 sharp knocks. Ba-ba-ba-dook, dook, dook. That's when you'll know he's around. You'll see him if you look. Ba-ba-ba-dook-dook-dook. This is what he wears on top. He's funny, don't you think? See him in your room at night.
I'll soon take off my funny disguise. Take heed of what you've read, and once you see what's underneath, you're going to wish you were dead.
What is it?
Oh no. No, no, no. This is not going to happen.
Because the doors were closed and now they're wide open.
It's just a book. It can't hurt you.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but the lights are on. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe.
You don't want to go in there all by yourself, do you?
In the cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around me. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell.
It isn't real. It isn't real. It isn't real.
Taste consumption, breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out.
What do you want?
You can bring me the boy. You can bring me the boy. You can bring me the boy. I think it's going to rain.
Get rid of the pepper dog.
How do I become a mouse stripper? It's a good question. I'm going to keep it really simple because the long answer is way too fucking long. Let's go.
We move it slowly, being sensual, taking off that shirt. 5, 6, 7. And then you stroke it, stroke it, stroke it, stroke it. I don't want just in. Stripper 101, you're gonna go up and in. Up and in. Up and in. Up and in. Don't let him get to your girlfriend. Now from there, so boom, roll, ha, boom.
Once you hear the song, you get into this character and it just consumes you and you just transform into this sexy beast, you know, and you just wanna do as good as you can do.
Draw them in. Okay guys, got a little treat for ya.
Got plenty money, 1922. You let other rich men make a fool of you. What don't you do right? Like some other gals do. Let's get out of here. I got some money for you. You're sitting there wondering what it's all about. If you ain't got no money, they will put you out. Why don't you do right like some other gals? Let's get out of here. I got some money for you. Now if you had prepared 20 years ago, you wouldn't be wandering out from door to door. Why don't you do right like some other gals do? Let's get out of here. I got some money for you. Let's get out of here. I got some money for you. Why don't you do right like some other gals do?
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh. Second thing, second, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea. Oh, ooh, the master of my sea. Oh, ooh. I was broke skin from a young age, taking my soak into the masses, writing my poems for the few that look at me, took to me, shook at me, feeling me, singing from heartache, from the pain, taking my message from the veins, speaking my lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the. Hey, you burn me up, believer, believer. Hey, you burn me down, you burn me up, believer, believer. Hey, let the bullets fly, let them rain. My life, my love, my drive, it came from. Hey, you burn me up, believer, believer. Third things third, send a prayer to the ones up above. All the hate that you've heard has turned your spirit to a dove. Oh, ooh, your spirit up above. Oh, ooh. I was choking in the crowd, building my rain up in the cloud, falling like ashes to the ground, hoping my feelings they would drown, but they never did. Ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke up when it rained down. It rained down like. Hey, you burn me up, believer, believer. Hey, you burn me down, you burn me up, believer, believer. Hey, let the bullets fly, let them rain. My life, my love, my drive, it came from. Hey, you burn me up, believer, believer. Last days last by the grace of the fire and the flames. You're the face of the future, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh, the blood in my veins. Oh, ooh. But they never did, ever lived, ebbing and flowing, inhibited, limited, till it broke up when it rained down. It rained down like.
I want to stop. We can't.
Let the bullets fly, let them rain. My life, my love, my drive, it came from. You burn me up, believer, believer.
Hello, hello. My name is Miss Felicia. Nice to meet ya. Meet to please ya. Coming from my way from Cardiff Bay. Now, during my slot for this wonderful event tonight, we're going to be doing a few little classics that goes back to my roots, as I am a London girl. So I'm going to take you back to my London roots where I grew up, and also throw in a little Christmas tune for you. So remember, everybody, stay safe in these how can we say, just terrible times. And just remember to keep yourself safe and everybody else safe. I love you, and I hope you enjoy my set. Lots of love, Miss Felicia. Oh, he treats me with respect. He says he loves me all the time. He calls me 15 times a day. He likes to make sure that I'm fine. And no, I never met a man who makes me feel quite so secure. He's just like all them other boys. They're all so dumb and insecure. But there's one thing that's getting in the way. When we go up to bed, you're just no good. It's such a shame. I look into your eyes. I want to get to know you. And then you make this noise. It's apparent it's all over. It's not fair, and I think you're really mean. I think you're really mean. I think you're really mean. Oh, you're supposed to care. You never make me scream. You never make me scream. How it's not fair, and it's really not okay. It's really not okay. It's really not okay. Oh, you're supposed to care, but all you do is take. Yeah, all you do is take. And I lie here in the wedge patch in the middle of the bed. I'm feeling pretty done hot down by. I spent ages giving, and then I remember all the nice things that you ever said to me. Maybe you're just overreacting. Maybe you're the one for me. There's just one thing that's getting in the way. When we go up to bed, you're just no good. It's such a shame. I look into your eyes. I want to get to know you. And then you make this noise. It's apparent. It's all over. It's not fair, and I think you really mean. I think you really mean. I think you really mean. Oh, you're supposed to care. You never make me scream. You never make me scream. Oh, it's not fair, and it's really not okay. It's really not okay. It's really not okay. Oh, you're supposed to care, but all you do is take. Yeah, all you do is take. Yeah! Welcome to my little slot COVID special. Woo-hoo! All for the Rhondda Pride. Come on, Flesh, there's just one thing that's getting in the way. When we go up to bed, it's just no good, it's just a shame. I look into your eyes, I want to get to know you. And then you make this noise, and it's all power, it's all over. It's not fair, and I think you're really mean. I think you're really mean. I think you're really mean. Oh, you're supposed to care. You never make me scream. You never make me scream. How it's not fair, and it's really not okay. It's really not okay. It's really not okay. Oh, you're supposed to care, but all you do is take. Yeah, all you do is take. Thank you. Well, hello there to everyone there watching this lovely special creation that Rhondda Pride has decided to give you. Now, at the moment we are in such hard times, and by the time that I've actually recorded this and you lot are seeing this, I thought it's still apt to wear the COVID mask. I hope everyone is okay and well. Remember to wash your hands, keep your distance, and stay safe, and save the NHS and save lives as well. So it's very, very good. I'd like to introduce you to a little friend. So during this video, I've been having my feet bitten off. So I'd like to introduce you to a lovely little addition to my household. Want to bring him up? Yeah. I can't bend down. Do you wanna? You're not in the view there. We decided, myself and my sister, to get a lovely little puppy called Digby. He's very naughty. Oh, let's just pick you up, like. Say hello to everybody. Yeah, that's nice. Don't eat my earrings. So this is Digby, everybody. And he's very naughty. He likes to eat everything. So, Digby, say hello. Hi, everybody. Good boy. All right, then. Let's put you off while he's biting my feet and just knocked my lashes. So, let's get cracking with a bit more. So what I decided in this video, as he's grabbing my skirt right now, is I decided that I wanted to do a little collaboration, even though we're going to do like some Christmas stuff. I wanted to do something that brought me right back to my roots with, because obviously I'm from London, so we've done a little bit of Lily Allen, we've got a little bit of Amy Winehouse, and also a bit of Adele. So these female artists are absolutely like massive icons to me growing up from London. And I hope you enjoy it, and we will do a little Christmas number for you. But remember to stay safe, and let's hope that this all gets over and done with as soon as possible. Love you all. Thank you. He left no time to regret, kept his words with this same old day. Me, am I held high, and my tears dry, out without my guide. Come on now. You went back to what y'all know, so far moved from that all that we went through. And I tread a troubled track, my odds are stacked, I go back to play. We only say goodbye with words, I've died 100 times. You go back to her and I'll go back to her. I love you much, it's not enough. You love blow and I love her. And I is like a pie, tiny penny rolling up the walls inside. Come on now. We only say goodbye with words, I've died 100 times. You go back to her and I'll go back to her. We only say goodbye with words, I've died 100 times. You go back to her and I'll go back to her. Blake, 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 Blake. I'll go back to, I'll go back to. We only say goodbye with words, I've died 100 times. You go back to her and I'll go back to her. We only say goodbye with words, I've died 100 times. You go back to her and I'll go back to Blake. Thank you. Everybody loves the things you do, from the way you talk to the way you move. Everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel like home. It's like a dream come true. But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment before I go? 'Cause I've been myself all night long, hoping you're someone I used to know. You look like a movie, you sound like a song, but God, this reminds me of where we were young. Let me photograph you in this line in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad or getting old and made us restless. It was just like a movie, just like a song. I was so scared to face my fears. Nobody told me that you'd be here. And I swear you moved over seas. That's what you said when you left me. You look like a movie, you sound like a song, but God, this reminds me from where we were young. Let me photograph you in this light in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad or getting old and made us restless. Just like a movie, just like a song. That's right, when we were young, when we were young, when we were young. It's hard to admit that everything just takes me back to when you were there, to when you were there. And a part of me keeps holding on, just in case it hasn't gone. I still care. Do you still care? It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. But God, this reminds me of when we were young. Young. When we were young, when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad and getting old and made us restless. Oh, I'm so mad I'm getting old and made us reckless. It was just like a movie, just like a song when we were young. Love you. Thank you. Dreams are like angels that keep at bay. love is the light scaring darkness away. I'm so in love with you. Make love your goal. The power of love, darkness away, clear to my soul. Flame on burn desire, love with tongues of fire, purge the soul. Make love your goal. Stay safe, everybody. I protect you from the wooded claw. Keep the vampires from your door. And chips are down and be around. With my undying, death-defying love for you. Envy will hurt itself. Let yourself be beautiful. Sparkling light, flowers and pills and pretty girls. Love is like an energy rushing inside of me. Ooh. The power of love falls from above, clean my soul. Flame up and desire, love with tongues of fire, purge your soul. Make love your goal. This time we go sublime. Love is entwined, divine, divine. Love is danger, love is pleasure. Love is pure, your only treasure. I'm so in love with you. Make love your goal. The power of love falls from above, clean my soul. The power of love falls from above, skyscraping door. Flame of desire, love with tons of fire, purge your soul. Make love your goal. Make love your goal. Thank you.
Hi everyone, we are Covered Up Wedding and Party Band and we are thrilled to be here with you today, even if it is virtually. As you can imagine, we've had to be a bit creative on how we get together to perform for you today, but you know what? From the power of technology, we've managed to pull it off. So off we go.
This hit that ice cold Michelle 5 for them white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpiece. Styling, whiling, living it up in the city. Got tracks on, we say the wrong. Gotta kiss myself, so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. hitch, hallelujah. Girls hitch, hallelujah. 'Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to ya. 'Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to ya. 'Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to ya. Saturday night and we're in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Hey! Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh, stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some liquor in it. Take a sip, sign a check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, gonna show up. Smooth on the fresh jocks, get me too hot. Call the police and a fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. I'm a bad bot, that money, break it down. Girls hitch, hallelujah. Girls hitch, hallelujah. Girls hitch, hallelujah. 'Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to ya. 'Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to ya. 'Cause Uptown Funk gon' give it to ya. Saturday night and we're in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Hey! Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Me with the floor show, kicking with your torso. Boys getting high and the guilty of a more. So wave your hands if you're not with the man. Can I kick it? I said, yes, you can. I got, you got, we got everybody. I got the gift, gonna stick it in the goal. It's time to move your body. I said, dance, jump on it. You're sexy, then flown it. You're freaky, then own it. Don't brag about, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. You're sexy, then flown it. You're freaky, then own it. Don't brag about, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. You're sexy, then flown it. One Saturday night and we're in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Hey! Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Me with a floor show, kicking with your torso. Boys getting high and the guilty of a more. So wave your hands if you're not with a man. Can I kick it? I said, yes, you can. I got, you got, we got everybody. I got the gift, gonna stick it in the goal. It's time to move your body. I said, dance, jump on it. You're sexy, then flown it. You're freaky, then own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. You're sexy, then flown it. One Saturday night and we're in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Hey! Let's go, girls. Come on. I'm going out tonight. I'm feeling alright. Gonna let it all hang out. Wanna make some noise. Really raise my voice. Yeah, I wanna scream and shout. No inhibition, make no condition. Get a little feel like a woman. Short skirts, really go wild, yeah, doing that in style, getting the action, feel the attraction, color my hair, do what I dare, I wanna be free, yeah, feel the way I feel, man, I feel like a woman. One more time, come on now. Do your thing. Everybody sing. To dance with me tonight. I just wanna, oh baby. I just want you to dance with me tonight. I just wanna, oh baby. 'Cause I just want you to dance with me tonight. I just wanna, oh baby. I just want you to dance with me tonight. I just wanna, oh baby. 'Cause I just want you to dance with me tonight.
So, last year we were asked to play live at the Best of Welsh Wedding Awards. which was an absolute honour. We were so excited, especially to hear that the theme was Bohemian Rhapsody. Now I know the band, and especially myself, we're a huge fan of Queen, as much of you probably are. So we were asked to put a set together of all Queen songs, which we were thrilled to do, and we've not had chance to perform it since. So this has been really exciting. We've managed to pull this one together for you. So this is a Pride premiere, if you like, of Bohemian Rhapsody. A little bit of a medley, so listen out, sing along, and enjoy. Thank you.
Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on,
Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. So, being as it is a winter pride themed at the moment, we thought we'd throw in some Christmas songs, and I'm sure you're going to know all these Christmas ones. So please sing along, tap your feet, and enjoy and join in with us. Here we go.
Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Once bitten and twice shy, I kept my distance, but you still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, it doesn't surprise me. Merry Christmas, I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying I love you, I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been, but if you kiss me now, I know you'd fool me again. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Crowded room, friends with tired eyes. I'm hiding from you and you're so of ice. My God, I thought you were someone to rely on. Me, I guess I was a shoulder to cry on. A face on a lover with a fire in his heart. A man undercover, but you tore me apart. Now I find a real love, you'll never fool me again. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone
next song, everyone, is probably one of our favourite songs to sing at weddings and parties and events. And it's personally one of my favourites to sing vocally. I hope you enjoy it. This is Shut Up and Dance.
Oh, don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. We were victims of the night, the chemical, physical kryptonite. Help us to the face and the fading light. I knew we were bound to be together, bound to be together. She took my arms, I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, oh, don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. Shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. A backless dress and some beat-up sneaks. My discotheque, Juliet, teenage dream. I felt it in my chest as she looked at me. I knew we were bound to be together, bound to be together. She took my arms, I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, oh, don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. Shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me. Between her eyes, I think I see the future. I realized this is my last chance. She took my arms. I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, oh, don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance. Don't you dare look back, keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. Shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance. Oh, don't you dare look back, keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said, shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said, ooh, ooh, shut up and dance with me.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We've come to the last song of our set, and we just want to say a massive thank you to Rhondda Pride for hosting such an amazing event. Please, please, please keep in touch. You can keep in touch via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. There's lots of stuff going on. So please give us a little like and keep an eye out over the Christmas period for extra special surprises that's I'm sure is going to be coming from the band. So in the meantime, a happy Pride, everyone. Keep safe and Merry Christmas to you all.
Snow is falling all around me. Children playing, having fun. It's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone. Time for parties and celebration. People dancing all night long. Time for presents and exchanging kisses. Time for singing Christmas songs. We're gonna have a party tonight. I'm gonna It's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. Snow is falling all around me. Children playing, having fun. It's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone. Snow is falling all around me. Children playing, having fun. It's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone. Snow is falling all around me. Children playing, having fun. It's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Hello guys, girls and non-binary pals. Wasn't that last bit fantastic? Oh, I tell you what, I hope you're enjoying this Rhondda Winter Pride. And have we got a treat coming up for you?
Are you giving me lip service again?
I tell you, she's fantastic. She's the star of stage and screen.
It's Waterloo Road and London's burning.
Heather Peace!
Hello, Rhondda Pride. My name's Heather Peace. I'm here in our little live studio with my little bro, not genetically speaking, but it feels like my brother, with Mr. Michael Clancy. And we're just here for 20 minutes to take your mind off the world that has been 2020 and hopefully make you smile. So we did a little lockdown covers album because needs must in these days of having a job that apparently isn't that essential. So yeah, we're going to do a couple of covers. Normally do my own stuff, but a couple of covers, especially for those of you who don't have a clue who I am. This is Here Comes the Rain Again.
Here comes the rain again, falling on my head like a memory, falling on my head like a new emotion. Want to walk in the open wind, want to talk like lovers do, want to dive into your ocean. Is it raining with you? So baby, talk to me like lovers do. Walk with me like lovers do. Oh, talk to me like lovers do. Oh, no, no. comes the rain again, raining in my head like a tragedy, tearing me apart like a no emotion. Oh, oh, oh. I want to walk in the open wind. I want to kiss like lovers do. I want to dive into your ocean. Is it raining with you? So baby, talk to me like lovers do. Oh, walk with me like lovers do. Oh, talk to me like lovers do. Oh, no, no. Here comes the rain. Ooh, hey, 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 hey. Here comes the rain again, raining in my head like a tragedy, tearing me apart like a no emotion. Oh no, but I want to walk in the open wind. Want to talk like lovers do. Want to dive into your ocean. Is it raining with you? Is it raining with you? Raining with you. Oh. I still light bulb. Originally quite a dancey track, but stripped back obviously because, well, there's just two of us. Pull up and breaking sheets, waiting tonight. The lights are on, but no one's home. I can't think straight, my head is aching from this. Perhaps another night. Can I explain and take the time to lay you down by the firelight? You are never coming home. Will you? Lights be fading, 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 fading. Light bulb keeps on fading. The light bulb goes out. The glinting light and your eyes that drew me to you. For me, has faded long ago. Our bodies shaking the last time, draped around you. I want perhaps just one more night. I saw you leave. You just turned away. scared to look back at me. Yeah, yeah. Who are never coming home with you. It's been fading, fading, fading. Oh, you are never coming home with you. It's been fading, fading, fading. Oh, it's been fading, fading, fading. Oh, it's been fading. Keeps on fading. The light bulb goes out. Light bulb keeps on fading. The light bulb goes out. This is really nice connecting with you again. Yeah, at a safe distance, everybody out there. But gosh, what a year. I'm bringing you away from that year. Hopefully you're having a lovely time. We're having a lovely time here. And it fills me with absolute joy to know that there's many of you out there enjoying this evening and hopefully having your own much smaller pride, whether that's with a glass of cold fizz or a beer, or if you're just a kind of hot chocolate type of a person, that's cool too. So yeah, enjoy your chocolate, beer or fizz. Right, let's do, we've got a few more actually, haven't we? What did I decide next? Should we do No, let's do the LP track.
Oh yeah, sure.
Big fan of LP. You can't wear the rainbow if you don't know who LP is. That's just not allowed, obviously. So yeah, this is Lost on You.
When you get older, plain as saint, will you remember all the danger we came from? Burning like the embers, falling tender, long before the days of no surrender years ago. And will you know? So smoke 'em if you've got 'em, 'cause it's going down. All I ever wanted was you. We never get to heaven 'cause we don't know how. Let's raise a glass or two for everything I've lost on you. Oh, well, tell me, is I lost on you? Oh, you just thought you could cut me loose. Oh, after everything I've lost on you, is I lost on you? Is I lost on you? Wish I could see the machinations, understand the toil of expectations in your mind. Hold me like you never lost your patience. Tell me that you love me more than you hate me all the time. You're still mine. So smoke 'em if you've got 'em, 'cause it's going down. All I ever wanted was you. Take a drink of heaven, the rest on you.
Great track. Okay, we're going to do one of mine from the last album, pre-lockdown album, which was Hey Mayhem, was the title of the album. And this was a track called We Can't Talk Forever. Here it is.
Any day, anytime you say I will follow, I will follow you. If you have space, or any space left for me, then well, I will take it around with you. Oh, how about breaking free? 'Cause I am crazy about you and me. We can't sit here contemplating life. You deserve the highs. Thinking and talking is wasting time. You and I can't talk forever. We can't talk forever. If you have faith, or any faith left in me, then well, I will take it around with you. Oh, no. How about breaking free? Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I am crazy about you and me. Oh, we can't sit here contemplating life. You deserve the highs. Thinking and talking is wasting time. You and I can't talk forever. Can't talk forever. We can't sit here contemplating life. You deserve the highs. Thinking and talking is wasting time. You and I can't talk forever. Oh, can't talk forever. Oh, can't talk forever. Oh, can't talk forever.
How's playing that riff and singing that BV at the end there? Okay, so we've just got one more song for you. I just wanted to say thank you so much to Rhondda Pride for asking me to play this year. Absolutely gutted that I couldn't be there physically in person. But thankfully, they've asked us to come next year in person, myself and Michael, to come and play for you at Rhondda Pride. There's nothing I can look forward to more than being there with you on a political pride party. So yeah, fingers crossed for next year. Please keep safe, and we will see you physically on the other side of this utter. It's not been a good year. So I'm sending all of my love to each and every one of you. This is Here in My Heaven. also a stripped back version for the same obvious reasons. I feel alive, the night's alive, and you're here, closer than you've ever been. In that second it changed outside the town. You slowly move to face me now. Oh, I am in heaven in the summer rain. Come dance with the band now. Oh, I am in heaven. I'm so through to my skin. You are my heaven. Quiet now, the only sound is the ocean. Can't catch my breath, my heart is pounding. Take my hand and pull me close. We'll dance as the rain comes down. Oh, oh, oh. I am in heaven in the summer rain. Come dance with the band now. Oh, I am in heaven. I'm so through to my skin. You're my heaven. Oh, oh, I am in heaven in the summer rain. Come dance with the band now. Oh, I am in heaven. I'm so to my skin. You're my heaven. You are my You're my heaven. Happy Pride, one and all. Thank you, Michael. See you all.
Our next guest is my idol, the winner of Celebrity Big Brother 2018 and the runner-up of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 6. It's Courtney Act.
You had plenty money, 1922, but you let all the women make a fool out of you. Why don't you do right like some other men do? Get out of here. Give me some money too. You're sitting down wondering what it's all about. You ain't got the money, they will put you out. Why don't you do right like some other men do. Get out of here, give me some money too. If you had prepared 20 years ago, you wouldn't be wandering from door to door. Don't you do right like some other men do. Get out of here, give me some money too. Ooh, get out of here, give me some money too. Why don't you do right like some other men do? Happy Pride! I'm coming out of the closet and I'm coming to you. Hi everybody, happy Rhondda Pride. I'm sorry that I cannot be there in person. We're doing it digitally. It's a shame, but it's better than nothing. Am I right? And next year I will be there in person and I cannot wait to celebrate with you all. I always have such a wonderful, wonderful time when I'm in Wales. And it's been a long quarantine without exercise. Really took it out of me coming in and out of the closet like that. How are you all doing? I hope you're all staying safe, you're staying at home, looking after each other, taking care of each other. I know these are very, very peculiar, unprecedented times, but I'm glad that we could all be together today and share a little bit of pride love. And I'm going to be in Wales, in Cardiff, next year in April with my show Fluid, which I'm super, super excited about. So do pop online to courtneyact.com/fluid to book tickets. But that's not what today's about. Today is about celebrating Pride in your beautiful, beautiful town. And I would like to sing a song now, just a little bit of a slow song, but it's one of my favorites. You don't own me. I'm not just one of your many toys. You don't own me. Don't say I can't go with other boys. I'm young and I love to be young. I'm free and I love to be free to live my life the way that I want, to say and do whatever I please. You don't own me. Don't try to change me in any way. You don't own me. Don't tie me down, 'cause I'll never stay. I'm young and I love to be young. I'm free and I love to be free to live my life the way that I want, to say and do whatever I please. I'm young and I love to be young. I'm free and I love to be free to live my life the way that I want, to say and do whatever I please. Oh, you don't own me. Oh, you don't own me. Oh, you don't own me. Young and free, young and free, young. You don't own me. You don't own me. You don't own me. Young and free, young and free, young. You don't
thank you. Oh, I've got money all over my floor. Well, that was a song that I did all the way back on Australian Idol in 2003. Can you believe it? Yeah, tell you what, that quarantine. I mean, I've gotten out of the house, I've walked, but I haven't sung. Really affects your lung capacity. Anybody out there who loves singing? Anybody out there who loves drag? I'm sure some of you are fans of RuPaul's Drag Race. I hear that RuPaul's Drag Race UK season 2 is coming soon, early next year, which is very, very exciting. I can't wait to watch that. See what amazing queens from this United Kingdom are on there. Some Welsh queens, perhaps. I hope. And now I'm going to sing a song which I just recently sang on a show on ITV2 called Celebrity Karaoke Club. It's an oldie bitty goodie. It's an Aussie. It's by the Divinals. I'm not going to spray anybody with beer tonight, but this is my last song, and it's called I Touch Myself. Woo! I love myself. I want you to love me when I feel down. I want you above me. I search myself. I want you to find me. I forget myself. I want you to remind me. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. Oh no, oh no, oh no. You're the one who makes me come running. You're the sun who makes me shine. When you're around, I'm always laughing. I wanna make you mine. I close my eyes, I see you before me. I think I would die if you were to ignore me. A fool could see just how much I adore you. I get down on my knees, I do almost anything for you. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Whoa, I don't want anybody else. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I don't want you. I don't want anybody else. And when I think about you, I touch myself. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I touch my. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Whoa, I don't want anybody else. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I touch myself. Yay! Oh, thank you everybody watching from Rhondda Pride. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day or evening filled with love and pride and inclusion. And I hope today makes you feel a little bit less isolated during this lockdown, during these times, during this crazy, crazy time in our world. I love you so, so much. My name is Courtney Act. I've got spit all over my chin from when I spat up water. Love you guys. Mwah. Happy Pride.
Well, sadly, that's the end of Rhondda Pride Online this year. Hope you've enjoyed. Gobeithio bod bob un ohonych chi wedi mwynhau yn arw. Diolch i bob un sydd wedi cymryd rhan. Thank you to everybody that's taken part and to the team for making this happen. And from me, Stifyn Parri, keep safe and be proud.
Unfortunately, we have come to the end of our viewing, our online screaming.
Screaming, I'm screaming, no! Can we save this though? Save it, help me, help me, help me. Where can I find it? Where can I find it next? I need more pride in my life.
I think you got enough pride in your life.
Where can we find more pride to, though? Next year, what are we doing next year?
It's going to be huge.
Is it going to be fabulous?
And shiny.
Is it going to be in Rhondda?
It is.
Is it going to be in the Scarlet Park?
It is.
And the Scarlet Park?
You should do this like fortune telling and get some money for it.
Ooh, we can see what happens. Ladies, gentlemen, guys, girls, non-binary pals, keep an ear out. We'll keep you posted.